Welcome to the PortlyAI Human Capital Squad Talk podcast, where we engage in conversations about the changing business landscape and how human capital and other C-suite leaders are approaching this. I'm Susan Ganz, and I am your host. I am also the advisor on PortlyAI and a business strategist and chief of staff with Ganz Strategic Solutions. Today, I'm very excited to talk to Dr. Anna Zakowska and a little bit about her. She is the founder and CEO of Dragons and Angels Fund. Previously, she led and founded organizations managing over $1 billion in AUM. That's a billion with a B. She holds a PhD in data science, and her work has extensively focused on AI, machine learning, and large language models, including work on a Google project. Her experience sits at the intersection of AI, data science, workforce transformation, financial innovation, and organizational leadership. And we're going to focus our conversation today on the strategic and practical perspective of how leaders can navigate transformation in the age of AI. Please welcome Dr. Anna to the show.
Thank you. Thank you. Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much, Susan, for having me. What an honor to be introduced by you and also to your audience. Amazing.
Oh, it's our pleasure. So let's dive in and let us hear your perspective on how the workforce and leadership are transforming in this AI era.
Yes, that's everything is changing so fast, isn't? And especially the workforce. It's moving from the static roles that people were honing to for years and they kind of had the same job descriptions and duty to more everything is going fluid and also assisted. We are in our all the roles. We can use AI. So the intelligence, AI it enabled work, right? So it's such a
Yes.
new environment. It's like it is moving in such a big pace from before AI was doing more like a automatic kind of repetitive task for us. Now it's really a brain behind the research and thinking and experimentation and decision making and completely changing how we even collaborate as a teams and how quickly organizations are moving based on that. And what is our role in this? It's like, and many people think about, are we going to be replaced by AI? And my answer is definitely not. We can. It's just the AI making so many mistakes, myself working with those models and creating, developing, testing, deploying AI agent in those agentic workflows where I have for me personally working about 15 of them every single day 24/7, but still there's a lot of oversight needs to be done. I mean, they can do simple tasks, but every email I approve, every social campaign needs to be approved, every research and stuff like that. And you can really tell, I think, where we really appreciate the human thinking more than ever because we can see like if you receive an email from human and from AI or written by AI, it's what a difference, right? It's just you
Yes.
can tell immediately. And I think we're gonna concentrating on independent thinking, what human bring to the table. And AI is great. You can use it every single day in your roles, but the final touches, it's what a human only can do, right? So AI is great for like technical fluency, but not for those deep thinking decisions in environments that changing so fast, right? So AI is really lagging there. Um, and I think for the new roles and new jobs that are AI creating, that's the core value for us as a human, that moving from the era of controlling information to era of really putting those insights there. How we gonna further program machines with those insights. Just a couple example, for example, in our portfolio, Dragons and Angels, we investing in companies, we investing in real estate projects, and we have a great models for our investment thesis. So if someone will send a deck or financial models, the AI we can do like in few seconds, telling you, okay, this is gonna fit, this is not good. Those are the red flags. Those are good and bad things. It's just, but the final decision making, the AI does not know the judgment because have not met those people, right? So doesn't know the founders, doesn't know those people involved in the project, doesn't have that sensitivity of the whole environment and ecosystem that we can only judge as a human, right? And I think that's what comes down to great tools to assist us with processing um, so much data. When before processing a stack of documents, 100 pages or multiple different stack, it took like an hour, sometimes days. Now you can do in milliseconds, but still the decision needs to be in like in the human disposal. And because again, AI, if that makes such a grand with decision, we are in big trouble. So yeah.
Yes, absolutely. I
And I don't
love,
think AI will ever be conscious and the way that we as a human are, because all the different signals that we're receiving from our environment, it's very hard. It's almost impossible to replicate for machine all the signals, right? And that's what it comes down to. We as a human processing not just the information, not just the data, but so many different like behavioral signals, right? Body language and other stuff that, for AI to put all that together and make a solid judgment is still impossible.
yes, I agree. And the importance of humans interacting with AI is where the true unlock is. And uh, your story was bringing up something for me. So a few years ago, a colleague of mine was an early adopter of AI and AI being an assistant. And so it was introduced like, I am this colleague's assistant, but I could tell that it was AI because they weren't understanding the nuance of the conversation in the email about just scheduling. There was like 5 or 6 interactions, and I finally copied my colleague directly, and I said, "Hey, can we just can we just schedule this?" And then it came to light that yes, there was an AI assistant that needed some finessing there, but I think you're spot on with respect to some of these other signals where humans have this other capacity that AI does not. It's the expertise as well that humans bring to the table to check the work of AI. So appreciate what you're saying. So, what would you say leaders need to do personally and professionally to drive transformation in the times that we're finding ourselves in?
Yeah, so my advice for everyone, and it is personal and professional, again, you have to become really a power user of all those tools, not just kind of consumer, because we all surrounded by those tools. I mean, you are receiving probably right now emails that are AI generated, all the social media posts AI generated. You will watch something AI generated, right? So we are consumers, we are users of AI from probably moment when we wake up to the time we go to bed. Especially in any type of digital environment, we are interacting as a consumers on with the other side, content and everything else being created by AI. But that's not enough. You have to become a power user, right? Not just a consumer. And a power user, it's hard because the tools are really changing. The race in the AI race is every model. We have like, 5 top models. I would say Claude, ChatGPT, Gemini, Grok, and DeepSeek, and a few other Chinese grade models as well, more like for specific use cases. And okay, so which one do you use? Because every week they are releasing new features, and one week one model is the best in their benchmark, and the next week another model is better, right? So that it happens constantly, and it's you have to kind of use all of them and see which one will fit your workload. As far as if you are, what do you do if you are engineer and you are coding, you are writing a software, or you are a researcher, or you are a journalist, right? Or something else, right? So whatever it's your role and how you utilizing those tools, you need to stay on top of them and always be in tune to set some type of alert to be informed about new features or completely new toolkit that is. The second, I would say that's why you gotta like rebuild almost your information diet. Like before you have to, we had all the alerts like what's happening in the world, what's happening in the economy, maybe finance, or whatever topic you were interested from, entertainment to other news. Right now, the part of that information diet, it's like you have to make the room for tech. You have to make a solid room for tech, and that probably should be at least like 50%. What are you consuming is the tech news, because that's going to impact every pretty much sector or every area in your life, from the moment when you go to a doctor's office for personal use to professional meeting to going on conference to doing something else. And if you don't use those tools, like I'm using tools for like a note taking that basically records the important meetings, and we summarize me about stuff that I forgot, which is such a great assistive technology that way I can stay on top of everything. I also have a tools again for due diligence. I develop AI agents for due diligence on the companies, due diligence on the real estate deals, and that's also I'm basically, and this is the only little device that I have. Oh, it's kind of going. Oh, here we go. This is it. So
Yes.
this one basically records and really transcribes. I don't see the recording part. I just see the final kind of outline bullet points of major points that I should remember and I should follow through it. So then again, AI agent, I create several AI agents for due diligence, another AI agents for pricing strategy, for evaluation of our partners, vendors, competition. So those are standing alone AI agents that is tracking what is really happening in the world, in our sector for that company, how we triangulating with our pricing, how we're triangulating with our marketing strategy, what else we can do better. And for example, we are also in the legal tech. Just right now, the new competitors come up with a great advertising and featuring Jude Law, who is amazing actor, right? So this news came to me before all those ads were out there, and on social media. I already knew it. How much they spent on those ads. What was the deal they signed up with the actor to feature him. and all this stuff. So that's why you got to stay ahead, and the AI can help you with that. So this is like I would call that information diet to really save you time on judgment, on relationships, on capital allocation. Um, and of course, it's another one, a little bit time to spend like, hey, and I think this is the hardest part to identify how AI can help me in my personal life and my professional life, where I'm spending the most time, where I'm spending the most manual time. Like, what is that, right? And I think it's what I'm talking to people is the hardest for them to evaluate. Is this the most time you're spending on answering an emails or classification of your emails because you're getting like 200 or 300 emails per day, and you have to manually classify them, what's good, what's not, what is a spam? That's where you should, if this is it, and it takes you, maybe 30 minutes to every day, maybe that's where you need to think about how to automate that and how AI can help you with that, or responding to emails or responding to messages or any groups you have on the WhatsApp or Telegram, how to interact with your audience, with your community in matter that is safe. You set up some guardrails that the AI can feature some posts, it can feature some comments, some answers, but you will still kind of have a final check and review it before it goes out to the world, right? So that's why I think just identify those low-hanging fruit um, area where AI can help you to save time. And I think that's where you should really become the power user of those tools. And you can see the initial benefit of like you're able to free up hours like of your time. I think I'm really excited if I'm like, I'm putting something in work and I free up like 30 minutes of my time or like an hour of my time. I'm like, oh my gosh, now I can go and I can go for a walk, I can go get my, coffee. Uh, and uh, and I couldn't because I just didn't have the time for those activities, right? And now it's the time for me to spend with me and to just go and do other stuff. So I think this is the most value that AI can bring you. And I always say be honest also on the trade-offs um, that it will take you time to learn those tools. It will take you time to program those tools. They're not going to just do like magically everything that you want them to do. You will have to program them. You will have to put rules in place, guardrails, how the decisions are made, who is doing what, right? And that takes initial setup time. And maybe you will do a setup time with one tool, and then week later, it's like, oh shoot, I find something better. Well, I have to redo that, right? But every time you will set up this, in next time, I guarantee that setup time you will cut by half, right? Or even less. Because the workflows, their things are kind of the same. And when you get those template and you figure it out, the one system, another system, then the, fifth and 10th system down the road, it's very easy to set up because it's kind of operating in similar frameworks. Those models are operating in a similar framework. So
Understood. Very powerful. And I love the information diet. That's a diet I could
yeah.
take. Um,
Yeah.
so, how would you then guide teams through change and prepare people for what's coming next?
Yeah, so I would say that we as a Dragons and Angels, for example, 6 months ago, we were seeing companies and we are investing based on kind of on the pitch deck. There were great ideas, there were great team behind that, and that was a really good for still for investments. Now, since there are a lot of AI tools available, a lot of what's called vibe coding tools available, which is vibe coding. It's such a new term. It's like not even, it's maybe a year old term. Like what a year ago, no one knew what is vibe coding. What do you mean? And now everyone, of course, from software engineers to product managers to accountants and lawyers, using the vibe coding tools to help them to develop the automation and systems and AI models with their work. So that's really changing, because even the investment model 6 months ago was something was good enough. Now it's not good enough. Now it's like, okay, well, you could build some demo in over the weekend. So right now we are require like customer instructions, right? And I think the baseline, like before, okay, using ChatGPT or Claude was the baseline, was great. Now what is really matter is the specialty. Like, can you use different models? Can you understand them? Can you use them, different tools, and triangulate the data and triangulate all the different tools? So the AI can really send those right signals for your work and they are relevant, right? So that's what is very different, I think. And of course, I always say that, how to prepare people for what is coming next is you got to invest in these transitions. You have to invest, be very patient with yourself and investing in those transition, in learning those tools. And especially you got to be extremely patient, because it's like a walking on a quicksand. Things are moving really fast and you're like, there's another tool coming next week and this tool is no longer relevant, and that tool you can hear like, oh, someone else built something better. So some roles, for example, some jobs are compressed and they are just disappearing, but at the same time the other jobs and other roles are created, and they're just massive opportunity if you are invest time in learning those tools, and you can reskill yourself, you can really mobilize yourself, right? So I think that's the people will win. I mean, the jobs, yes, a lot of jobs will disappear, but a lot of jobs are created, and those jobs are because they know how to use those AI tools, the assistive technology, and they have enough understanding on how to chain them all together. So again, right now it's not enough just using ChatGPT, but can you use various different models, different tools for your, agents, automations and stuff like that, and how to chain them together to kind of create the whole cohesive system of all the different signals, capturing all the different signals. So those the jobs that right now they're winning. I mean, basically there is so many roles that they were just created like last year, end of last year, like you know, forward deployment engineer, right? I think Palantir start this, that the engineer will go to the ecosystem of the customer and kind of learn everything about the customer processes and how they're doing things, and is able to put together the company models and solution they are representing with the customer ecosystem, and put all that together into like sellable architecture and solution. So again, that job really shows up like last year. You can hear about it, and it's the hardest job and one of the best paying job. And another before, I mean, yes, security was always important, but right now, again, one of the most hardest jobs out there, to understand all the different risks from related to usage of AI. Um, and those are one of the best, the hardest and the best paying jobs. So if you like basically scratched it before cybersecurity, you understood it, and now you can understand like how the cybersecurity and AI world. Gosh, you are the really hot commodity out there on the and every company needs that person internally really to work on, assess all the vulnerabilities and figure it out how to close all the gaps and make sure that, the company, the users, and everyone are safe. So,
Absolutely. You know, to your point about old certain jobs going away and other jobs being created, I think what you're also talking about is a human quality around resiliency and being nimble and in a mindset of always learning.
yeah. Yeah, we talk about a little bit about the abundance apocalypse. Everybody said it was the AI apocalypse and everyone's doing a job. I would say that it's more about the abundance apocalypse because we are going to have so many resources available to us, and it gonna come to like what do you use, what you select, because there's going to be abundance everywhere. It's going to be abundance, not just AI, but system and resources and everything to our disposal. And I think that's going to be very interesting, economic and um, problem that people would not know what to do because there's going to be so much to do and so much to access. Actually, it's going to be completely the opposite. Yeah.
Yes, I agree with you. I see lots of opportunity like you do. And so that fits into, there being this shift now towards skill-based um, organizations and project-based economy where there's going to be more fluid teams coming together for a period of time that are cross-functional. They work on a specific mandate for 6 to 12 months and then they disband and new teams are being formed. So, um, given that, what is your guidance towards leaders and in navigating this?
Yeah, so the leaders, and especially the leaders, and it comes out that a training, the basic how you finding, recruiting people, and how you train them people. So I mean, I think the recruiting it's become much harder of finding the right talent for leaders. And then the training becomes easier because it's a lot of AI based systems. You think they should taking care of the training part. And for us, we are constantly hiring people for all the different companies in our portfolio. And also, we have some onboarding and training time as well, but that's significantly is shortened right now. Right now, literally from like 3 months, maybe down to like 2 weeks for training. The reason why, and you can kind of see already the shining stars that if they will, take the ownership of the role of the job, and they're going to do the training extensively on their own by just being inquisitive and being like outside the role. And now it's possible. Like before, maybe that was not possible because the knowledge was scarce and was very guarded, right? So you really have to be in company or in something you didn't have an access to a lot of resources. So the training was based on the leaders, on managers, whatever. Right now it's a complete opposite. I mean, you can with just a few prompts train yourself and increase your skills. And that's what we are looking for. We're looking for also and the leaders should also think about that, for the meta skills. So, the judgment, the synthesis, the communication, the taste that all can kind of come together. So, because the data, the information is so easy to access. And what we are looking in leaders and our employees is for the meta skills that able to link all that together, like you're able to have the sensibility to synthesize those information and communicate in such a manner that, the leaders can understand, the customers can understand it, the partners and everyone all around, right? And that's where the value creation happens. And I think that's what it's harder because that's really, set people apart from, the stars and the average people. And if you wanna be a shining star, that's what you need to focus on it. How I'm gonna grab the insights from all this stuff that's available to me, and I read and I study and got from, ChatGPT or something, and how I can bring some value by synthesizing those information and communicate them, so it will bring the value for the company or for the customers.
Yes, I love what you're saying about really taking the ownership to on their own motivation to gain insights from what they're learning and apply it to the work that they're doing. I'm going to switch
Yeah, and then
gears.
before, for the ownership, again, it was tougher because the information was not as easy accessible. Right now, it's like
Yes,
it's everything is right there. Um, so now the skills that we're looking for is the judgment of, for example, over ambiguity, right? So can someone differentiate things? Can be that AI still can handle with the analysis? Can they have that, they add that human component by understanding everything what's going on in the teams, in the relationship with customers, with vendors, with partners, with investors, whatever that is beyond that data. And that's where the value creation happens.
absolutely. So switching gears for a moment, what is something in your background that we might be surprised to learn about that might have informed your transformation and the change journey?
Yeah, so again, one of the companies, a project I've been actually working for a long time on it is credit and access to credit, access to capital, special gear towards younger people and maybe immigrants or people that have a still credit, how to provide them with the resources to make them access to capital easier, faster, and cheaper. And that is, so, I design system to stop scoring borrowers based on a legacy proxy, but score them based on underlying signals of their daily lives, like paying rent, paying, cell phone bill, utilities, stuff like that. So rewarding them for all the positive behavior they are by just maintaining a good life they can have. Um, and that's a big problem. So I'm, been working on through, how we change those legacy system, how we develop something that it will truly reward people for good credit behavior, not just, spank them for the negative behavior if when they miss, a couple days payment on the credit card, right? And the legacy systems are, that's what they're designed for. You missed a payment, you forgot about something, and that would ding you on your credit report 50 or maybe 100 points. And then, the dream of owning a home or doing a lot of things, buying things on a credit is for, especially for young people, it's just impossible. It's not approachable because it's not just you need the income for that, but you need and credit for that, right? For a lot of those big purchasing decisions. So that is, I did a lot of research on the FICO credit scoring models, on the credit reporting, and it's just been really the system designed to gate people out of those opportunities by completely being in favor and almost like predatory lending. And that's where the whole other industry came about and was born to exploit those people. They just maybe not financially illiterate. They miss few payments, and they are paying now the big price of high interest rate or an ability to even access something. So yeah, so definitely, want to give it back more to the community. I work on the bill to on the with the financial services committee to include rent payments um, in the credit reports, basically in that data, include utility payments, include those type of positive signals that everybody should, they are maintaining those payments, should be able to submit that data to TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian in order to be reflected in their credit report and be in calculation, added to calculation to the FICO score, right? And the system right now, again, is not allowing for that. It's not. So there's a lot of more work to do for that one to open the economy and fully digitize it and make put in the hands of people that are generating that data, not in big corporation, like handful of big corporation. They're controlling the data. And interesting stuff is, as a user, you really don't have any options to opt in or opt out from reporting your data to the credit bureaus, right? So
Yes.
it's like you cannot opt in if you want your good data to be reported. You cannot opt out if any other data to not to be reported. So in any um, your employment, your insurance, your of course, any type of credit decisions, lending decisions are depends on it. So it's like the most important decisions actually in our life, it depends on it, and you don't really have a lot of control of it. It's like, and I think that needs to change. And I'm working with with the communities and people that to address this problem. It's a huge problem, and I know that without some help on in DC and local representative, this is unfortunately not going to be solved because in the companies that harness the power of control of that information, it's not in their interest to give that up, right? and include everyone else in this to be able to submit the data. So it's something that not many people talk about it. Um, and everyone, I think, in the lifetime, they will be affected by this. And 95 million people in the US alone are affected by this problem. Some of them are like credit invisible, another one credit unscorable. There are a vast majority, there are a lot of people that are unbankable due to that. They cannot open, they cannot have like a checking account. And another one, they're underbankable, that they have to use some other services to cash a check to get a loan, right? Yeah, so it's a big problem.
I hear that. I appreciate your passion and dedication to helping to solve this community challenge. So, before we wrap up, what are the takeaways from this conversation? What would you like people to remember?
Yeah, I would really encourage everyone to think about AI as a friend. I know that a lot of people that are scared of the AI, that AI will take over the jobs, but and literally it will create other jobs. And when you think about that, and when you position yourself correctly, and you will embrace the systems type of thinking, so understanding how decision, data, incentives all interact together and how the AI system can help you to do that. in your personal professional life, you're gonna be winning in this new economy. I mean, this economy is being really created extremely rapidly. And I think there's going to be a lot of more opportunities, literally like creating like every single day, probably new jobs, new roles, new stack, new tools, and joining the movement, it will benefit you. It will benefit you, no matter what. You will see that it will benefit you as far as you're gonna have a control and owner, over your data, over your daily activities, over your professional work, and you can kind of see that, where the things are moving by being the, I would say, the power user, not just the consumer. Because I guarantee that, the AI system and their output is all around us now, from of course from the internet, social media, TV, to appliances, soon to be humanoids and robotic introduced in our daily life. And I think we probably maybe like a year away from that there is going to be a lot of really cool robotics, right? So I would say stay close to the news, technology news. Make sure that you not just hear about the tools, but you will try them, and that will help you to transform your workload, how to do them faster and better and save a lot of time and free up your time. And that's gonna build that momentum as well, and really will help you to kind of not just to have knowledge, but also build expertise, right? Optimize your knowledge into expertise, into like innovation, into insights. And that's how you can create value for yourself and for the company you work for, or whatever your project you work on it, and the community overall.
Excellent. I want to thank you so much for participating in our podcast conversation today. I really appreciated your focus on the human judgment and critical thinking and expert review, if you will, and the signals that humans get in interacting with AI. And I liked your notion of, you know, experimenting, learning the information diet, to take in the information, but not only just take it in, to really think critically around how can this apply in the work that I do on a day-to-day basis, or rethink the types of work that I'm doing and how to incorporate AI. And so I want our audience to be able to find you. So you can find Dr. Anna at her website, which is www.dragonsandangels.com. You can find her under her last name, Zakowska, in LinkedIn, and that's spelled Zakowska. Or you can email her, and she's provided us with two emails. One is anna@dragonsandangels.com, or via her direct email, which is anna.j. her last name Zakowska @gmail.com. To find out more about Portly AI and Squad Talk, I invite you to visit portly.ai. And in the squad spirit, keep growing and evolving and leading the way.